These two football teams have a very long, bitter rivalry. They have had epic battles and experienced crushing defeats against each other. Now, they both have the chance for revenge. Who will have the sweet taste of victory? Who will have the bitter taste of defeat? This is a Mediterranean derby. But wait, there's more. Spain almost got banned from the competition. Why? Welcome back to the football pit. Dominance or bust. Italy's match against Spain will be beyond exciting. It'll be epic. It'll be better than watching Terminator, Lord of the Rings, and Titanic. No, I'm not crazy, and you'll see what I mean by the end of this video. In our earlier videos, we've shown you what to expect when Italy plays Albania and when Spain faces Croatia. Even though Spain almost didn't make it to the main competition, there was a chance that they would be banned. We'll show you more on this later in the video. With the type of group Italy and Spain have found themselves in, their first matches are crucial. After playing those two teams, things are now picking up faster. Who will be in the better position between the two teams after the first round? Will Italy be on top, or will it be Spain? That remains to be seen, but let me know what you think in the comments. Now, qualification is on the line, and this is a must-win for the two teams. This isn't Sparta, but this is war. Italy's resurgence. Italy have had a mixed time at major international tournaments. They didn't qualify for the 2018 World Cup, and after winning the Euro, they did the most hated thing ever for Italy fans. They completely crumbled against North Macedonia, unbelievably, and it cost them qualification for the 2022 World Cup. That match was heartbreaking. Italy, who had confidently dispatched teams in the previous Euro, was without ideas or aggression in attack. They were so boring that fans would have had a better time watching a traffic light change colour. Italian fans called the loss the worst in 112 years of Italian football history. They had to endure a team of winners, look clueless for most of the game and nervous during the final stages. Italy forgot who they were in that game. Roberto Mancini, who was the coach at the time, couldn't find a way to inspire them. Roberto Mancini resigned as Italy's manager after that horrible World Cup qualification run. Those 5 years he spent in charge led Italy to surpass the unbeaten run previously held by Brazil and Spain. Those two had a run of 35 straight matches unbeaten, and Italy had 37 before losing to Spain in the Nations League. What did I tell you? Those two teams are bitter rivals, but more on this later in the video. Mancini's resignation was shocking. He had a falling out with Italy's FA over a reshuffle of his coaching staff. He had initially accepted the reshuffle, but he later refused it. But when he moved to the Saudi Arabia national team as their head coach on an €18 million salary a year, I am sure the Italian FA must have made some assumptions. Mancini had moved on, and for Italy, the show must also go on. They had to put the past behind them and went on to hire Luciano Spalletti, who led Napoli to the Serie A in the 2022-23 season. Spalletti was supposed to go on a sabbatical, but the call to become the coach of the Azzurri was far too tempting. From intending to spend a year on his country estate in Tuscany, he became the coach of a team in regression. However, there was a big problem. Spalletti was still under contract with Napoli. They had unilaterally extended his contract after he led them to winning the league in 2022-23. When he decided to leave, they respected his wishes. Despite him leaving, he was technically still on their books, so any team who wanted to hire him had to negotiate and pay Napoli to break the contract. Italy didn't do any of these things. However, Napoli did something surprising. They didn't sue. So Spalletti was free to write his story with the Azzurri. What kind of story do you think he will write? Spalletti had his work cut out for him, and above all else was to restore Italy's identity. The new Italian manager set to work. The best way for him to show growth was for Italy to qualify for the Euros. That proved to be a difficult task. Italy had already lost to England and were below Ukraine in the group. Yikes, that wasn't all. His best keeper, Gianluigi Donnarumma, had found himself a subject of displeasure along with midfielder Sandro Tonali, getting himself into a betting scandal. It was a hot mess. Still, Spalletti managed to turn things around, but it wasn't easy. They drew their last qualification match with Ukraine and barely got into the main competition as they shared points with Ukraine. They only edged past Ukraine because they had a better head-to-head. However, it doesn't matter how they got it. What matters is they are in and have found themselves in a tough group. They will play Spain and they may be on their way out of the Euro. Or will they? Spain is not so hot. Spain will face Croatia in their first match, and that match will be satisfying. As I have said earlier, I have made a video on the two teams before. You should go check the video out and let me know who you think will win between Spain and Croatia. Things might not be as easy for Spain as their fans might think in this competition. Spain almost didn't make it to the competition. They have won back-to-back Euro titles in 2008 and 2012. They even put up a good campaign in the 2020 Euro before eventual winners Italy dumped them out of the competition in the semi-finals. Spain will be looking to take things further in this competition. They had a scare where they almost lost the opportunity to compete at all. They almost got banned from the Euro. How did this happen? Interference. Government interference. FIFA and UEFA accused the Spanish government of interfering in the Spanish FA. According to reports, the president of Spain's Supreme Sports Council, José Manuel Rodríguez Uribes, sent a letter to UEFA and FIFA explaining why the Spanish government interfered. News outlet AS has claimed UEFA and FIFA did not respond well to the letter and believe Spain had crossed a line. Reports show that La Roja have resolved this mess. It would have been devastating if it prevented La Roja from competing at the Euros. Spain had a near-flawless qualifying campaign where they only lost a game. They finished top of their group with Gavi's goal helping them see off Norway, who were eyeing automatic qualification from second place. The game against Norway ended 1-0 in favour of Spain, but that scoreline didn't tell the whole story. Spain dominated the match throughout and could have gone ahead sooner, but unfortunately, Alvaro Morata's first half goal was disallowed for a shady offside. After waves of attempts, Gavi scored. Gavi's efforts could have been useless if UEFA and FIFA decided to take action against Spain. Who will win? Spain and Italy have been battling each other at the Euros for a while now. In Euro 1988, Italy and Spain shared the same group, and Italy won 1-0, which eventually led to Spain not being able to qualify from the group. Italy might have forgotten what they did to Spain in that Euro, but Spain didn't forget. The two met again in Euro 2008, but this time it was in the quarter-finals. They battled against each other, with nothing to separate them after 120 minutes of football. The match went to penalties, and Spain won 4-2 before going on to win the tournament. In 2012, Italy had a chance for revenge. They shared a group with Spain again. Italy qualified luckily from that group, while Spain was dominant, at least to an extent. The two drew 1-1 in the group stage of that edition of the Euro. Then, the two embarked on a campaign that saw them meet in the final. That final was supposed to be a respectable show between equals. At the time, it could be seen that Spain's devastating possession-style game wasn't as flawless and that they weren't invincible. Fans were ready for an epic battle, but before halftime, it was obvious that the Italians had given up. All that was missing was for them to tie a white flag on a pole and begin to wave it. David Silva and Jordi Alba gave Spain a 2-0 lead by halftime. The second half was just Italy waiting for the match to end, and it got worse for Italy, with Fernando Torres and Juan Mata adding 2 more goals late into the game to make the scores 4-0 in favour of Spain. Spain made history with that match as they won 3 major international trophies in a row. The two teams met again in the round of 16 of the Euro 2016, and this time, Italy was ready. They didn't forget 2012, and they made Spain pay with 2 goals, 1 in each half. It would have been more if not for the goalkeeping heroics of Spain's goalkeeper, David De Gea. The two teams weren't done with each other. They met again in Euro 2020 during the semi-finals, and for 120 minutes, they couldn't break the deadlock. The match went to penalties, and this time, Italy won 4-2, just as in 2008. Now the two teams will continue their epic rivalry and face each other again. Who do you think will win this round? Whoever is going to win this game will need their players to come alive, and the good thing is, the two teams have got some pretty interesting players. Fans would definitely enjoy watching. Players to watch. In the previous video, we talked about Ciro Immobile, who will be the next captain of the group, and how he has to inspire Italian players to remember who they are and who they play for. Italy has in recent years been grappling with their identity, and Ciro Immobile must play his part in reminding them. Davide Fratesi must continue his fine form for Italy, and Federico Chiesa must be ready to offer some dynamism. If these guys can't manage that, Italy may as well pack their bags. Spain has also got some players who could punish Italy. They have got one of the most talented players in the Euro, Lamine Yamal. The newly minted La Masia superstar holds the record as the youngest player and scorer in the history of both Barcelona and Spain. He is also the youngest to ever score for any club in La Liga. If Italy isn't careful, Manchester City midfielder Rodri could hijack the proceedings of the game. It would be interesting to see the Manchester City midfielder battle Italy's Jorginho. Who do you think will come out on top? As I have said, this match will be epic. I could almost taste the tension. It's good that the venue, the Gelsenkirchen Stadium, has a retractable roof. Maybe that way, some of the tension will escape. The venue. The Gelsenkirchen Stadium has seen some pretty intense matches. It hosted the final of the 2004 Champions League and 5 matches at the 2006 FIFA World Cup. That stadium is where heroes are made. Who would be the new hero this time around? This edition of the Mediterranean Derby will be intense. Italy will try to defend their Euro 2020 title, and Spain will be eager for some revenge. Who will come out on top? Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more exciting football action.